Hello.
Hello?
Why won't it stop ringing?
What?
Skype won't stop ringing.
Are you calling anyone else?
I'm calling you. It's frozen.
It's frozen. I don't know. Not getting any calls here.
I know, hang on. Well then. Hang on a moment.
Okay.
I swear I will murder whoever's responsible for these power cuts will be killed very soon.
Well, I think it's better that we stop now. Ah, fuck.
Hang on. I need to... Oh, there it is. Finally, it stopped freezing. Okay. We stop
So
now?
I'll help you with the problem you're having.
Yes.
So you only have to do the offset in the ones that show that appear out of place.
Yeah, exactly. I got it. What I was telling you is that some of them don't look out of place. What I mean, even with the offset staying the same. So, it's not 0 minus 2. You want it to be minus 1.1.
Yeah, minus 1.1.
Okay. Oh shit! I hate when it does this.
I've started thinking about writing a piece with some interesting instrumentation.
Okay.
I just don't know how common the alto flute is.
It's not that uncommon.
Alright.
As to the people in the chat, yes, power cuts have been destroying my streams today, but fuck it. Miguel, do you want me to correct the offset myself, or do you want to do that for layout?
No. You can do that now.
No, I mean the other ones. This one, for example. The one that is showing right now. This one.
This one. Yeah. Put it minus 1.1. If I need, I'll tweak that.
Okay. In that case, I'll stop this. Compile so I can put all of these.
No, actually, that is
That
very strange. That was a very strange one. Anyway,
there's tons of them like this. I'm gonna correct them.
If it goes wrong, just leave them for me. I'll just figure out what to do with them later, during layout. Okay? Because I know how they're supposed to look.
Yeah, me too. I'm talking about because you're a perfectionist about it, so.
Yeah.
And Majora's already compile. No, the internet's been fine since. It's just literally power cuts now. Oh shit. Sorry, what?
So the alto flute, the Rite of Spring has an alto flute.
Yes. It's not
Daphne's
too uncommon.
Chloe.
Yeah.
The planets. Oh, the Lord of the Rings. So it's common enough.
Yeah.
That every orchestra should have one.
It says the alto flute has become an almost common sight nowadays. Many high schools now possess altos. Yeah, okay. If a high school has it, you're okay.
Fine. I know it was okay with the piccolo, but I never actually saw an alto flute.
I've never actually seen
at the school.
Well, I don't know, whatever.
I never actually saw one at the school.
What school?
At the university.
The university? Oh, yes, a college.
Escola Superior de Música.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's...
Yeah, it's perfectly doable.
Yeah. So that would be... So I would have a guy playing flute who would double on alto flute. A guy playing oboe would be doubling on English horn.
Yes.
And a guy playing bass clarinet.
Minus 1.1 did not fix your problem. Needs to be 0 probably.
Show me. Are you showing it to me?
Yes. It's the options that are before the start text pen are the ones that define it, right? So
yeah.
this is correct.
I would. Yeah, I would be very surprised if you had to put in a 0. But yeah, just put 0. Actually, comment the offset. Just comment the offset.
Oh, I see. And the other ones didn't get fixed. They still need to be way higher. See? Minus 1.1 didn't.
Okay, and then just
and this one became too high suddenly. At minus 1.1.
What is happening is that first he's drawing the spanners.
Yes.
He makes the calculation of where the spanners should be.
Yes.
And then he makes an offset from that point. So if you want to know where they all stand, you remove all the offsets and then correct them one by one.
I got it.
Okay. So that was flute with a doubling on alto, oboe with a doubling on English horn,
Clarinet.
bass clarinet. I love bass clarinet, but I don't really like clarinet.
Really?
Really, I think it's I don't know. Unlike you, I love the oboe.
Oh, no. Speaking of which, I talked. Remember Thomas Gibantif?
Yeah.
From the, I showed him. I was having doubts about the middle register of the clarinet, and I was showing him parts of the stockpot trio.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, we have a huge problem that I didn't even notice. We have a trill, or a mordant actually. We have mordants, you know. They are exactly on the written B towards B flat, which is the break. It's exactly the only place where a clarinetist will not be able to do a proper trill.
Okay.
Mordant. So that fucks up my entire plan for that section. I'm wondering if I just have to put those B's an octave above.
For effect.
Not for effect. To be able to be heard. To be able to for that note not to disappear. Because what you have happening there is you have the flutes are playing the same thing as the clarinets an octave above. The clarinets are inside the stuff, and the violins are playing what the clarinets are playing. That's all it is. That's the only things that are doing that sound. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe I should just move clarinet 1 to play the same thing as flute 1. I'll show you. It's right here.
It'll be a moment before I start seeing it. Who's asked? Sully Orchestration.
Yeah. He said, I just came in. I'm just seeing all this code and wondering how the hell this works in the sheet music. Well, takes a bit, but it's there. You can pick up a little documentation on the lipons. This is the reason. This is C and La and Sol because we decided to configure it to solfege, which is how we learn music in Portugal. We don't use the A B C D that you guys use. So, but you can configure it to use G and the letters instead of the solfege.
So you want the clarinets an octave above, right in the octave of the flutes, an octave above of the violins.
Yes, no, not the clarinets. Only the clarinet 1. Maybe I don't know. I have.
You
no
have
idea.
to listen to me. You have to listen to it.
I know.
Just you already have the MIDI.
I know. No, not the MIDI. No, I'll go directly to
the demo. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go to the demo and see what happens because it's annoying me because I know I like the body of the clarinets in there. It's very annoying. I'm wondering what other instruments could be done to be used to play there, but
could the horns do this?
It's pretty tiresome to do a mordant in the horns there, and the kind of agility, the kind of tone that I want here is very light. The horns don't really do this. They're kind of because the horns can be delicate if you give them you know, things that are not staccato, you know.
Could this be a situation where you could use a different clarinet? Is there a clarinet that plays the E flat clarinet? Does it play a bit higher?
Tomas recommended the A clarinet.
Oh yeah, I've heard an A clarinet once. Yeah, I didn't like the sound of it comparing to the B flat one. I don't know if it was a problem with the instrument, but the one I heard was a lot mellower, and it because I was watching it with in a trio. It was a piano, clarinet, and violin, and the A clarinet doesn't work with violin at all.
Oh.
I mean, it's not piercing enough. The violin is very piercing. I mean, I love the violin sound. It doesn't mix with the clarinet, which is good because you have 3 different sounds that don't really mix. But the A clarinet was just too mellow.
My problem is I'm not gonna ask for an A clarinet for one section of the opera. It's ridiculous. I'll tell you exactly what Tomas said. Hang on. Where's my email? Tomas.
I'm going to commit, so I don't leave anything that I've done.
So he recommends that if I move the first clarinet up an octave, he recommends that the second one will go too, because they don't mix well. The lower one won't be heard.
I would say that you could also go down an octave with the B flat.
No,
you don't want that.
He says they won't. He says it won't be well heard, and that'll fuck up my entire harmonic structure. No, I'm not gonna do that. Because what?
You know, those kinds of things work better either in thirds or sixths, not ninths.
Yeah, but the clarinets are not exactly the most powerful instruments on sixths because of the difference in the registers. Yeah, that's exactly why he said that it's not a good idea to put one above the other very high, like the B an octave above, because he says the lower register will not, the middle register will not be heard compared to the top one. So the clarinets usually work best in tight formations, usually, of course. So he says the only alternative he sees is transposed to clarinet in A, but only for that note, you know.
Well, you can go up the octave.
Yeah.
And then in the process, try the violins in the upper octave as well.
He says from the moment that there's a few bars, a few empty bars ahead and behind, changing clarinets is easy. That's an R. That's in our power indeed.
And the clarinet is the kind of instrument you don't really have to worry about it because they can have any dynamic in any register.
Almost. The middle one is kind of shitty, but yes, no, that's not entirely correct. The clarinets, they
can do it all. They really can. If the clarinet player is good.
Yeah, well,
they can do it all.
They're known for having a weak middle register.
Well, but they're known for being very flexible.
Yeah, I know.
As far as dynamics go. That's why modern composers love them so much. There's even that amazing solo for what is it? Is the Abyss of the Birds in the Quartet for the End of Time? How do you say the word in French?
Quartet?
Yeah.
Quatuor.
Quatuor.
Okay. Quatuor. Mesmo O, like in Portuguese. Quatuor. Quatuor. No, quatuor. I think. Quatuor. It's weird. It's a weird word.
But the O isn't as open. It's not O.
No, it's or, but it's not like you were saying.
But it has space. It's like it has space. Quatuor. It's not what you are.
Yeah.
We speak without space here in Lisbon.
It's not space. It's rounder. The Portuguese always closer to an A. It's a rounder O. Got you like a ugh.
It's really got you all.
Yes. So yeah, I'll have to listen to that in a studio.
Sorry, man.
What?
He says I don't know French.
Sully Orchestration says there's no French. Well, no. Well, I do, but not like it's... The advantage that I can speak to the fans who show up who are French. That's pretty much it. Let me see. I should actually open up the file again and note that down.
So then the rest of the orchestration I was telling you about,
yes,
would feature a marimba.
Nice.
2 guitars.
Of course.
Harp.
Yes.
A percussionist, which would play, small stuff like tambourines and stuff like that. I already have a marimba, so I don't want to go to the deep end. Then small string orchestra.
Orchestra? So like what, 2 double basses?
Yeah, 2 double basses, 2 cellos, 3 violas, 4 violin 2, and 6 violin 1, something like that.
2 double basses and 2 cellos? That's strange.
Yeah, but it's possible.
Yeah, but if you have 2 cellos, you only need 1 double bass unless you want divisies.
I just like the
intensity of the bass.
Yeah, I do. I like the fact that the sound is rounder. It's like fuller. I remember that experience once in the music academy. They were doing a piece by Serge Vid, and he wrote for 1 double bass. And at a certain point, when we went to the theater, because we were rehearsing in the main room at the academy, and the sound is pretty full for that room. 1 double bass really fills the room. But we went to the theater, and suddenly it didn't sound anywhere near as good as it was in the room.
No, because it needs the larger the room is, the less intimate it feels. So the less intimate it feels, you need a larger amount of
but when they rehearsed with 2 double basses, that sounded a lot better to me. So there is a fullness to the sound.
Yes.
But, this can be revised, this list. The idea was that you would have, in the center, right in front of the conductor, you would have the bass clarinet, then to one of his sides the flute, and to the other side the oboe. Then behind you would have the string orchestra with the double basses and the cello in the middle, and to the right side you would have violins 1, and to the left side you have violins 1, and to the right side you have violas and violins 2.
That's a strange configuration.
But it's for a stereo sound, and bass is in the middle because there's no one behind them.
Yeah.
So the marimba would be at the right end of the stage. The harp would be at the left end of the stage where it usually is.
The guitars should be closer to harp then.
And the guitars would be right at the side of the conductor, in front of the orchestra.
Well, they have to be because they have to be heard.
Yeah. And maybe even then they would have amplification, because guitars sound like shit. That's just life.
Yes. Well, yeah. Guitars sound like shit. That's just life. That's the best.
Hello. Who's Narrows?
Who's what?
Narrows.
Narrows? Oh, in the chat.
Yeah.
Hang on. He's been here before, I think.
Okay.
He or she, I forget. They have. Is what I mean. Hang on.
So I have to leave in about 10 minutes.
It's okay.
I'm going to meet Joanna and Let's go shopping.
Shopping for
Yeah.
Christmas.
No, actual house stuff.
Yeah.
What's happening here?
This is for me.
Oh yeah, an email from Miguel Bulteau.
Me? I sent you an email?
No, it's Bitbucket sent me an email.
Oh.
Um,
Narrows is a she. Okay, hi Narrows.
is file 6b ref 2 done, right? So next thing is the spacing.
The file 6b rev 2 done. Okay, undergoing final layout then. Okay, go for it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
So
one more rectangle after like what, a week? This is gonna be a lot of rectangles to fill.
I hope. Oh yeah, and you're going to have to add rectangles to Act 2 because I'm going to add files.
You don't mean rectangles? No, not rectangles. We're gonna need to add like entire rows.
Lines. Yeah, lines.
How many people are actually involved in this project? Asks Solly Orchestration. Well, we are a core of 3. Me, Miguel Jesus, and Liam Greeno, who is currently sleeping because it is like 5 a.m. almost 5 a.m. in Australia. The rest is either volunteers for the demos, which span only the demos. And then we have some advisors who don't mind give us advice on instruments. In fact, about 10 hours ago or so, I was streaming with our trombone and bagpipe advisor, James Mackey, who was in the chat some time ago, Sharpie. Some of you know him. And yeah, I think I have a link. I think I updated the team. Did you see it, Miguel? I updated our team roster. There's probably more people to include. I just haven't had the time. I'll also try to include all the people who helped in demos and everything. But for now, the actual active team is these people who I just posted in chat, and which I will show in here. There we go. There you are.
Yeah.
Me.
And actually, there's all the singers and everyone, and
yeah, but that's at the extent of the demos only.
Yeah.
Meaning it stops there. The idea is that these people working in the
score. Yeah, sure.
Ends up being us. So composer, librettist, director, me.
I should give you a different picture.
Sure, if you want. This is the one I have. Graver, general advisor, demo producer. That's you. Liam is our librettist and percussion advisor. Marta Gajon is our concept artist. Aaron Klein is our demo animator and SFX artist. The reason he remains here is because his design choices for Giant's Lament will remain towards the final project, so that they don't stop at the demo specifically. I storyboarded it, but then we worked together on that. And then we have our advisory board. We have strings advisor, Tomasz Costa. We have Tomasz Givontif as a clarinet advisor. We have Salome as a harp advisor. We have James Mackey as a bagpipes advisor and trombone advisor. And we've had some advice from John Luxton, a French horn player, and Denise Ribera, a flute player. And I think we have more. I just can't think of. I have to go back to our archives because some people I haven't talked to in ages.
Oh, the hurdy-gurdy guy that sent you an email.
Ah, yes. Yes. Well, I sent him an email to him, but yeah, he was kind enough to help. I have to include him in the advisory board. So the advisory board doesn't count as team members specifically because they're people who are involved in the project who don't mind giving out advice. But some are more involved than others. John Luxton, we met with him once, for example, the horn player. But James Mackey is gonna accompany us all the way for the bagpipes and the trombone. So it depends. The point is that the core remains working on the scores, is the things that you're seeing now. Remains me, Miguel, and Liam, and then hopefully we'll start.
Then we just go and ask for help from all these people.
Yes.
Really.
Yes, basically that's it, and hopefully, eventually, we'll start seeing some art from Marta Gajon.
That would be awesome.
Yes. And yeah, so the core remains us, meaning we could have, we would survive as the core for just the score, but the help that all the advisors give is like makes a huge difference. Will prevent us from having to make corrections if war gets staged and suddenly a lot of things are not exactly well idiomatic for the instruments or just possible. It would be a huge headache. So it's good to have advisors that actually play those instruments and help you. But yeah, that's it. Why was... oh right, I have these things done. So if you have to go...
yeah, I do.
I might just continue on file 7, trying to make sure I know exactly which instruments I want to add or remove. Not remove, add only.
Well, you can, if you don't want to do that yourself, because your machine is slower, you can ask Liam, just leave him, you know, what stuff he has to do.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
I have to look at, I can finish looking at strings, because there's something else. I have to find a symbol. I already did find a symbol. Remember when we found, where is the PDF thing? Remember?
I really have to go.
Oh, okay.
Because I have to catch the train and it doesn't wait for me.
It does not.
Right. See ya.
For no person. Okay, bye-bye. I'll keep going. See you later.
Yeah. Bye, people.
Alright, off he goes. And this means that I am now alone after what? After 10 hours of consecutive... no, not 10 hours. Yes! 10 hours of consecutive streaming. I am not sane right now. So I will be turning off my mic and work... well, you guys can talk to me on chat as usual. I'll keep going with Majora. But first I'm going to pause the stream just to conclude this video and then open it up again for our next video. So just give me a moment. I'll be right back.